All right, everybody. Welcome to BuckleBomb Entertainment Presents Aftermath, our first Raw edition. I am your
Mhm.
host, Sarah Visick,
Hi, everybody. I'm Orlando from Fort Lauderdale.
and we are doing our first episode here of Aftermath for Raw. Um, you're going to see us probably do a few more of these, right after the show. We'll get right into our
Yes.
discussion. Instead of our weekly review on Saturday, we'll do a different show on Saturday.
Yes. Plus, it'll be fresh in our heads, like what happened. So,
Definitely. So tonight's Raw opened up with a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I thought it was a nice,
yeah,
touching tribute.
yeah. I went to when I visited Washington D.C. I went to his statue. So beautiful in person. Like,
Mhm.
if you've never been to Washington D.C., you should visit. Well, actually, wait a few months.
Yeah, don't go
So
this
yeah.
week. Do not go
Yeah,
this week.
exactly. Yeah, no, but plan a trip like in a few months from now. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's very beautiful, especially the area where they put Martin Luther King. It's very very important, very beautiful, like how they did it and stuff. So.
I haven't been down in that area, I want to say about 20 years. I went when I was in high school, and so it's been a while. I don't think
Yeah.
that's one of the things we did because I went with my family. Um,
Mhm.
but it was
I
definitely a
always
good
wanted to
area.
visit. I always wanted to visit Washington D.C. and because my uncle lives there with his husband, so
Hmm.
I had the opportunity to go with my mom, and then I walked like what do they call it, the mall, I think they
Yep,
call it. Yeah,
yep.
so oh my God, my feet were hurting with all that walking I did, but it was worth it. Seeing all the monuments, taking all the pictures there, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'll have to go back sometime the next couple of years just to revisit and now that I have a bigger appreciation for that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So right after the Martin Luther King tribute, we opened up with a video from Randy Orton wearing a burn mask to cover up
Almost
his.
trying to steal the gimmick of Cody Rhodes when he busted his nose, and then he's like, "I'm hideous. Don't look at me."
Mhm.
Like like in the dark room. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, we sat there talking about his, a little bit of the match last week with Triple H and then getting burned, and then basically saying they're all going to be sorry when he wins the Royal Rumble and goes on to main event WrestleMania.
So not only that he's the legend killer, he's now an arsonist. He loves fire.
Hmm.
Thank you, Fiend. But
Yes. After that, we see an interview with Ric Flair and Lacey Evans. Um, kind of say, she's kind of saying, "Oh, her tag team partner Peyton Royce is going to take care of Charlotte Flair." At this point, we kind of figured, well, I guess they're going to interfere in their match coming up.
uh, I don't get the feud between Charlotte and Lacey. I don't get it. But
My thought is probably just to elevate the heel status of Lacey Evans.
yeah, but she had a good match with Charlotte had a good match with Peyton, which I was hoping that she was gonna win thanks to
Mhm.
Lacey's interference and stuff. But no, give her the win. Okay, don't be cowards. Give her the win at least. Give her the rub.
She does have a pinfall victory over Charlotte from a couple weeks ago, so now they're about, you could say maybe 1-1,
Okay, I would give it that. You
and it
know,
was a close match.
yeah, it was a good match. I liked it. I mean,
Mhm.
Payne was showing off some interesting moves. It's cute.
I
So
definitely like Peyton with the purple hair that she's got right now.
that's cute. It goes with her outfit. She has now she can do like purple and pink and stuff. So
Hmm. Coming up next, another video promo. Got the Hurt Business walking in, Riddle interacting with them, and then Bobby Lashley, just kind of stomping on his foot.
which I was waiting for the day that somebody was gonna really like use that to their advantage. Because
Hmm.
of course. So yeah, but it was nice. Try to elevate Riddle, but it made him look more like a I don't know. I don't know.
It was, it was what it was. It was just a draw a little heat for Bobby and promote the match tonight, as we saw
Yeah, I get.
as we saw him talking with Lucha House Party at one point.
Hmm.
After that, we see great promo from Mustafa Ali, video package that he put up on Twitter.
Which he brought back about the fact that Kofi took his spot. So I like the fact that he's still kind of bitter about that
Mm-hmm.
because we don't even know. Like, honestly, that's something that's very interesting. If he would never have gotten injured, what would have happened to Ali? Would he have been the one to defeat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania? Would it have happened to have Kofi Mania? We would never know.
Certainly wouldn't have had Kofi Mania, at least at that point. Maybe later on.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Did you notice? I thought it was a great on the jacket that Ali was wearing had the Muhammad Ali patch.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh.
Yeah, it said Muhammad Ali, the GOAT, and then like a little bumblebee.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, check that out on Twitter after our show.
yeah, they'll probably, yeah.
After that, we saw Xavier Woods taking a mace,
Hmm. Which
and
was a good match. I mean, Xavier was like very fired up. He was showing like some. I'm thinking like it's nice to see that he's getting a little singles kind of run,
mm-hmm.
when Kofi's out, because like, hopefully he gets his chance. I don't know what his mindset is. Like, I don't know if he likes the fact of where he is now and his status. I don't know if he wants to get singles gold or if he's happy or he's content to where he is because like, he's going to be well known because of, the New Day, but I'm hoping, maybe,
I wouldn't mind seeing
he's
with
still,
a little U.S. title run. Would be nice for him.
yeah, yeah, I would like that. And hopefully maybe he will win the King of the Ring,
Yeah,
that they bring another tournament again. I think they'll probably give
hopefully.
it to him. Mhm.
And it looks like they're doing with him though, having him go through all members of Retribution like they did with Ricochet.
Mhm.
Before Ricochet was done with him.
Yeah. Which I was like saying to you like before we were going live, I'm thinking that it's going to probably be like Ricochet and Kofi going up against Retribution.
Mm-hmm.
So a little like 6-man tag.
Yeah, we'll see what happens
Yeah.
when Kofi comes back from his injury, hopefully soon.
Hmm.
Uh, Let me see. After that match, we get the funny WrestleMania report video.
Yeah.
We are
I
not who
like
you
it.
think we are.
Yeah, I like the fact that how Sasha Banks like gave like a southern accent. I would like liking that,
Mm-hmm.
like a Texan accent. That was cute. And then of course Roman, he's like, I'm playing like this. I'm the head of the table.
As he's sitting at a table.
Exactly.
And then
So, but
Hugh
the big
can't see
news.
me. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you can't see me. What was their
Yeah.
names that they said? I forgot the names that they used.
Cena's was Hugh can't see me.
Oh, it's so stupid. But like the breaking news from that was just that they already announced like where they're going to be for the next 3 years for WrestleMania. Hopefully those plans go through. Um,
If what I'm reading for Raymond James Stadium down in Tampa, they're planning on 50% capacity.
yeah, I'm thinking like because it's going to be in April because they pushed it to April,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how it goes in the next 3 months. If once Biden is our new president, he will
Yeah,
be our president. You know,
yeah,
so
I believe I saw a report that said they pushed WrestleMania back 2 weeks further, probably to get a
yeah.
little bit more time.
Yeah, plus probably because they wanted to see like where else they can go. So
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, the LA WrestleMania is not going to happen until like 3 years from now. So
Yeah, 2023, I think they said. Yeah.
yeah, 2023. Yeah, I want to go to the one in Tampa. Maybe, I don't know how they're going to do that. Because I did buy my tickets for last year's Tampa show, but
Yeah. I got
yeah,
a few friends in Texas that probably go to next year's down in Dallas.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure once they announce ticket packages, you'll be right on that.
Yeah, we shall see.
Sticking with that, what do you think of the announcement of them adding Fastlane right before like 2 or 3 weeks before WrestleMania?
I don't know if it's because they know. I don't know if it's trying to. Because it seemed like they don't know who they want to have in the card yet. So I don't know if they're having like an extra pay-per-view so that the people that may not get to WrestleMania,
Hmm.
they'll have a pay-per-view. Because how it seemed like how they're setting things up, it seems like some people are working every other day, like every other week, I mean. So so I'm thinking that's how they're trying to set it up and not like cramming everybody. So that's smart of them to do. So
I think I saw they were doing WrestleMania as 2 nights again this year. Did you see that?
yeah, I did. So maybe what they're trying to see is like how they're gonna do like because it was successful maybe last year, so maybe they want to try it this year, but actually in Tampa in the where they were supposed to have WrestleMania last year. So
I did hear a rumor. I haven't seen any sources for it, but I did see a rumor uh, for a WrestleMania match this year would be Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens.
really,
It said most likely a non-title match, though.
see, I've heard five different rumors. I've heard it was going to be Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. We're going to take all. I've heard uh, Drew versus Brock Lesnar because he's going to enter into the Royal Rumble, and so they're going to try to do that main event again because so that way they can have like a semi full crowd.
Hmm.
Um, you know, um, I'm thinking for Roman Reigns, they wanted The Rock, but they couldn't bring him, so I don't know who would be a big foe for him.
Yeah.
So that's the problem right there. So,
Well, we'll find out as the next coming things start to shape up.
yep. Hmm.
So after the WrestleMania report, we had Alexa's Playground, where she brought in Asuka.
Yeah, so I like the little banter between them. Like it seemed like Asuka was trying to play with her, but it seemed like, she was like she was serious and then she was serious and then she turned evil and it was very cute segment in a sense.
Hmm. Yeah, it seemed like she was worried about upsetting the Fiend, and that kind of made it really interesting than the Rocking Horse moving by itself.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
presence of him.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if he's coming back on at Royal Rumble or if they're just giving him some time off and then bring him back maybe before WrestleMania or like
Yeah,
at WrestleMania because I don't know how they're doing this. So
I would say Royal Rumble, if not maybe Elimination Chamber.
yeah, okay, I could see that
After that, we go to Mandy Rose versus Shayna Baszler again.
for the 500th time.
Hmm. And of
Yeah,
course, Shayna buries Mandy Rose again.
yeah,
But I mean, it was a
and
decent match.
hmm and of course, Naya is upset because of what Shayna said backstage about like she don't care who she's gonna toss over. She's like, oh, we've been tag team partners, and now you're gonna do me like that.
Yeah, you see it in the backstage segment where they announced that they're going to go for their rematch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe it's gonna happen on Raw or maybe at Royal Rumble. We never know. So we
Yeah,
shall see. If for me, I think they should get them back because I think it would be beneficial. And plus, like whoever wins the Dusty Cup Classic for the women's side, I want them to face the tag champs.
mm,
So
yeah.
we shall see who shall be the winner.
After that, we see a backstage segment. Uh, Sarah Schreiber interviews Charlotte Flair, asking her, how she feels seeing Lacey in one of Rick's robes. And of course, she says, she's seen this all before, and maybe it's time. She says she's watched the dirtiest play in the game all her life, and maybe it's time she taps into that.
Which I'm interested because she never really tapped into that. Not
Yeah.
really. Not really like how her dad is. back in
Yep.
the day. So I'm thinking that would be a very interesting addition to her repertoire, because like I don't
Mhm.
think they've had a woman do something like that. I don't think.
So I'm thinking that's the slow, maybe or maybe not as slow turn of her going heel.
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Because like of course if she's gonna face Asuka for the title, that's how it's looking like. You know.
So do we see maybe Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble? The first woman to go back to back and challenge Asuka.
No, no, I'm thinking a SmackDown woman will win it. Um, because I'm thinking Charlotte's probably gonna win maybe at Elimination Chamber or maybe like at Fastlane, like by I don't know.
Maybe they fight after losing the titles.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I could see it.
All right. Then after that, we had Ricochet versus AJ Styles.
Which was a good match. I
Hmm.
love the ending of that sequence where he like put him to the top rope and he caught him and then he did the Styles Clash, which was very, very good. You know?
I'll admit I was a little distracted in this match. So I didn't really see the whole match, but I did see that part. I'm just like, whoa.
hmm Yeah, no, they had some good moves, and of course they had that spot where almost caught Ricochet, and then like the ref was like, put him down, and then he put him down, and the commentator's like, well, he did say to put him down.
He did nothing wrong, technically.
Ex- Exactly.
Then we saw, it was teased all night. Uh, Goldberg was going to be on the dirt sheet with Morrison and uh, The Miz. So, it was all hyped up. And then
No, I thought that he was going to be there, and then when I saw Gilbert, I was like, oh,
I
of
must say,
course.
I'm glad to see Goldberg is better after being in the hospital.
Well, yeah, no, good thing that he's nice and healthy, and he got a little paycheck for his appearance,
Hmm.
so that's appreciative.
Yeah,
But when I saw Gilbert and then they brought in the the
Sparklers,
actor that yeah, and then like they got upset like where did you get this guy?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. I told you the best. So stupid. Oh,
Okay, so quick poll: whose entrance do you think is better, Goldberg or Gilbert?
you know something? It's funny because like I never really realized about Gilbert until Goldberg showed up in WWE because I didn't watch WCW back then.
Hmm.
you know so when I actually I remembered it was when Goldberg debuted in 2003 and then he speared him or he beat him up or something. It was funny.
Hmm.
So but no, I like it. They still did the whole sparkly thing.
And fire extinguishers. I laugh
Yes,
every time I see it.
that's so funny though.
And then, of course, the big news out of that whole segment is Miz saying he's going to cash in at the Royal Rumble against Drew and Goldberg. Do you buy it? Do you think he's going to cash in?
No, I have a feeling that the Miz is going to be he's going to cash in either the night before the Raw before WrestleMania, or once Drew wins his main event match, then he cashes in on Drew.
I think maybe, as we were discussing in our chat earlier about WWE needing a backup plan, maybe this is their, set up for a backup plan just in case for some reason Drew can't make it if he comes down with some major symptoms from COVID.
Which I'm just like WWE has a backup plan,
Yeah.
but no, I mean like he said he's coming back next week. Like that was the next part where Drew did an interview and he said that he's coming back next week. So maybe he's feeling, maybe he took a test again and then
Yeah, we'll see. Got a
yeah.
whole week.
So
A lot can happen in a week.
yeah. Well, like a week and a half actually, let's just say, because like
Yeah.
it was like we found out about it on what was it? Monday was it that he had COVID?
Last Monday. Yep.
Yeah. So then from there, like yeah, it's been over a week now. So I'm thinking probably he really took care of himself. So
Yeah. Then after we did get the Matt Riddle Lucha House Party against the Hurt Business, and definitely seems to be some contention in the Hurt Business.
Because Cedric is being a dick and he's getting a big head.
Mm-hmm.
And you just saw Bobby Lashley, who was just so pissed. He was just like, he tagged himself in and then he made one of the Lucha House Party people tap. He was ready to rip them boys apart. Like, what are you doing?
It's like, who do we cheer for here?
No, I think they want us to cheer for Riddle and Lucha House Party. So,
Well, I mean, between the Hurt Business, do you go for Cedric or do you go for everybody else there? Who's
I think it has to be Cedric. I mean, well, it's depending on how he turns on them. That's the thing. Eventually will happen. Or, they may not turn, may have him turn on the group, and then, he's back in their good graces after something happens, and,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want them to break up yet. I think they're still good. They're still needed. So I'm thinking that
Yeah.
they have still a couple more months to continue. But
And then the main event we had Asuka versus Alexa Bliss.
just surprised they gave this the main event.
I'm not too surprised. There wasn't really any other super big matches on the card. None that have been main event worthy.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see her wrestling and her new fiend gimmick kind of thing, or having those magic powers, they like to call it. I like the fact that when we went to commercial and then we come back, she's different. Now she has black lipstick, and then she has a different outfit.
The hair is done different.
Yeah, that was pre-taped. That was pre-taped.
It's like, okay, yep, I see. This is, they did that just fine. And then when she flipped back to normal, it was like, okay, it was instant without cutting the commercial. I'm like, oh, okay, well, how they do that? But
no, it was pre-taped. So I'm thinking they probably did the part where when the lights went down, and then it went dark, and then it went to commercial, and then when we come back, that's when it returned back to where she changed herself. So
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Were you surprised to see Alexa Bliss get the win over Asuka?
No, because they're making her into a strong character, so I'm not surprised. But I don't know what they're doing with Asuka, honestly. I feel so bad for her. She had an incredible 2020 up until August, and then because of the fact they didn't know who to have her feud with, that's when her her championship is kind of it's not really a good second reign, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's unfortunate, because it's the Booker's fault. Honestly, it's them, because they could have easily have her face Lacey Evan, Lacey, or Peyton, or Nikki Cross. I mean,
Right.
Naomi was cleared. I don't know why they couldn't bring her back and then had her face Oscar for a month or two. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see where they're going with this. I'm sure. Hopefully, they don't mistreat Asuka again for another year and a half like they did before.
I think they will. I don't know. It's just
All right, so we'll wrap up here. Out of a 10, how did you rate tonight's Raw?
It was a decent Raw. I mean, I was enjoying it. Nothing to complain about. It was a lot better from last week, in my opinion. I would give it maybe a 7.
Yeah, I felt it was, pretty average, right on par with, an average episode. So I'd go about maybe a 6.5, 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, thanks for everybody that joined us during the show. We'll catch you for tomorrow night's discussion show. We'll probably do, a mixed bag of a couple different topics, predictions for 2021. Maybe we'll talk, when we get the other two guys with us, we'll talk about, the next couple of WrestleManias a little more as well. And we'll see what else we bring up. So have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.